Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I need that. I need that before we start reviewing this movie. Anyway,
You probably
welcome.
need it after we review it too.
Yeah.
Maybe after doing this review, I will turn on my Steam, and I'll play Lego DC Supervillains.
Oh yeah. I'm going to play the song from Barney, like the Purple Dragon. I
Oh,
love
Barney
you.
is a
You
dinosaur
love
and my
me.
imagination.
I need it. Anyway, hello,
Okay,
hello, hello, hello. Welcome back.
yes. Welcome back, to all of our beautiful listeners. That is a really interesting opening that we did there, which we hope we don't scare you away.
Yeah,
Um,
we definitely didn't go crazy. Definitely.
uh,
Totally.
mm, well, at least we're not diagnosed yet, you know.
Yeah.
So, mm,
Hey,
until
hey, if you don't know,
but
it doesn't exist, right? If you don't see it.
but until then, let's talk about something that it's a movie that I didn't actually expect that Billy would brought up. Okay. So one thing that they brought up, and the second thing is when I actually saw it, and I'm thinking, oh wow. So I'm not the only messed up person on this planet, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
unfortunately, you're
okay.
not special.
Ah, okay.
No, sir,
Mm,
you're not.
mm. Okay. Right. This movie is called Confessions, directed by Mr. Tetsuya Nakashima. Apparently, this guy he's known for making kind of comedy films, if that even counts, if that's considered comedies. Basically, he makes a lot of these kind of experimental films that kind of challenging the just conventional Japanese cinema, even kind of challenging Japanese in the independent cinemas, because usually Japanese cinemas are also quite melancholic, like in nature. They over dramatize like a lot of things, or even when it comes to when they're trying to tackle like real life issues, it's also a bit like exaggerated. Um, but the movie that he used to do is more on the lines of I think he has a lot of similarities with James Gunn. I would argue.
I'm sorry,
Um,
what?
yeah, I'm being serious because I think I've seen a bit of clips that you guys can check out there's this channel called Cinema Nippon. They actually did like a somewhat of a video essay on this movie, and they show a little bit, a few clips of Tetsuya's movies. Um, and the first thing that comes to my mind is like, okay, this reminds me of James Gunn from the nature of like all these poppy, um, kind of quite silly like characters. They're not supposed to be realistic, even though they're displayed in this um in this real life environment. Actually no, if I think about it, it kind of reminds me a bit like Kamen Rider, but not really at the same time. But anyway, what I'm saying is, so he used to do that. So when he does this, it's actually basically him turning a complete 180. So imagine that one day, okay, J.J. Abrams or one of the people who are destroying Star Trek, they're like, okay, what else we should destroy? We should destroy a really really obscure film called Cannibal Holocaust.
What?
it's
You
like
sounded
it's
right.
should we how deep
Oh boy.
can we go?
Oh
Let's
no.
let's go to the bottom of the barrel of of torture cinema.
Wait, hang on, is that a snuff film? Anyway, I just need to confirm that, like, it's
No,
an
not
urban legend,
really.
right? It's a snuff film.
Technically, it's a real film, but there has been a lot, obviously, because of the nature of cannibals and their misdepiction of tribal societies. So yeah, I mean that in itself that can be its own review, which I probably would not even be want to watch it. At least for now. Unless later on the channel just is gonna be like another like exploitative like cinema, like, but hopefully not. Anyway, this movie is actually also based on the book, also on the same name, written by Kanae Minato. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the book is also a trilogy.
It's a trilogy, really?
I think I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but
you want to see a sequel?
No. No. And even if there is, I would be actually pretty mad. I'll be really pissed off if that has a sequel.
I have a feeling, right, with this kind of nature of storytelling. I wonder if the trilogy is an anthology.
I'll tell you better.
What?
If they have an American remake, it might get a sequel.
Don't put that evil in our mind.
Oh no! Not some Hollywood executives just listen to this like during like his spare time going back home from work.
Yeah,
like,
but
wow.
I wonder though, like how can you adapt this into like in the Western setting? Because the thing is, this movie, right, it's very specific to Japanese cultural phenomenon, right? Basically, like their law, their society, their hierarchy. Yeah, like I wonder how bad delinquency like can get in America. I mean, probably it's bad because guns everywhere, right? But I wonder if juvenile law can actually protect children from murder.
Good question.
Yeah. So yeah, this movie is like just borderline like tiptoeing around like the gray morality of juvenile law, right? Like how to see how far children can push it.
I would even argue it's quite sadistic as well. I mean, actually both sides, the adults and also sides. Like the children. It's like they're trying to play smart with the system of like the Japanese's law and regulations, and I'm not too sure how.
I don't think they play smart. It's just like they just use the law as a like how to put this as an excuse for the children to escape, basically escape from justice. But then it's an excuse for our character, right, the teacher, Yuko Moriguchi, to torture the living shit out of these two kids.
Oh yeah. Actually, I don't think this is just only the two poor kids. Okay, one of them is kind of border. Huh?
Are they two poor kids? Are you sure?
Not. I mean, okay, wait. You're talking about economically speaking, or is it
psychologically? Psychologically.
No. I'm talking about like psychologically, or just basically just poor in like general. Because here's the thing: the opening of the film, is like, that's quite nice, like this teacher just giving like a bunch of milks to a bunch of like her homeroom like class. Like, that's
clearly not respecting her, right?
And I was thinking, wait a second, something doesn't feel right. And then it was revealed that okay, so you actually hang on a second. Is it even? Did she actually do it or not? As in, did she actually put
the HIV blood?
Well, not even HIV blood, but just basically any kind of blood, or at least, what's the word? Not in fact like the milk, but contaminate the milk. Does she actually even do that?
No, she didn't do it just because like her is that can you call her husband? But basically, like
Yeah.
her lover stopped her from doing it. Remember, there's a scene where basically like the guy woke up with her like extracting his blood, and then like they struggle over the syringe, and then like he just drained all the blood away. Yeah.
Oh.
So he didn't do it.
Oh.
She didn't do it. But the thing is, she didn't do it not because of moral reason, right? She didn't do it because the more she thinks about it, it's less practical, because it only one of pain and suffering. But and then even then, right? She also said that even if she contaminated the milk with the blood, it's still the chance is near zero for those two kids to actually contract HIV.
Mm.
So it's more of a from this pragmatic viewpoint that she didn't contaminate the milk. But then you see all the other things that she've done later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yep.
she's practically orchestrated the bullying, right, at school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, pretty crazy.
Mm.
And man,
Shit, I just thought about this. Reminds me a lot about Death Note.
to be honest, it's not as smart as Death Note. It's just purely psychological, but not like mind games. Well, there's a bit of mind games, but not to that point. Yeah, but I still do appreciate this because, like in Death Note, right, you have like this bigger than life figures, which is like you have Light, who is this high schooler with god complex, but he's
Yep.
also a genius, right?
Yep.
So that's how he can actually use the Death Note to do whatever the hell he wants. And then also you have
Ooh.
L, which is like world-renowned detective. But this is actually a bunch of people who like can be in any average school, really. It's just like all of these characters are just an average Joe or Jane. So that does add the horror element of it. That it can be in any delinquent that you've met in high school. Anyone.
If I'm not mistaken, I did read somewhere. I could be wrong also. They can double check because you don't want to rely on one source and one bias source. But it's like you only not only you might encounter like a psychopath or basically somebody who has antisocial disorder.
Oh yeah, I remember we talked about this.
That's basically like the term that we use like these days because psychopath or sociopath it's not the term itself has a bad stigma. So I'm just gonna refer to people nowadays if they actually have those kinds of symptoms. I would just say them if they have antisocial like disorder. But anyway, I think it's like one in I don't know 1 in 5, 1 in 8 chances you might encounter these kinds of people. So actually, it's a lot more common than you think. So literally, you can be so let's say if you're a student, if you're in a group of 30 people, somebody in that class probably is if that person is diagnosed or missed or not diagnosed yet, that person could be potentially be having a antisocial disorder. Or let's say if you go let's say if you're in a workplace, I think it's more common in the workplace than the school. Especially if people in higher positions, which makes sense. Okay. Because the thing is that I don't really see people who have like this kind of thing as like they're serial killers, like on like behind behind closed doors. Once they come back home, they just like chop off like innocent like prostitutes like someone like from like down the street. No.
Jack the Ripper is here.
Well, not Jack the Ripper, but I was thinking of someone like Patrick Bateman just like running around like naked with like a chainsaw.
Wait, what?
Wait, you don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
In American Psycho, like Patrick Bateman just chasing down like this strip. I think it's like a prostitute with
Completely
like a
naked?
chainsaw. Yeah, completely like butt naked. Yeah. It's just like
okay.
so bizarre.
I need to rewatch that movie. I can't remember most of the details.
Yeah. So Well, okay, yeah. So realistically, actual people who have that kind of thing don't actually do that. They're quite civilized human beings. Well, most of them, obviously, 'cause you might never know.
Yeah,
But
but like, is it something that you're born with, or you can actually fall into it?
I
I wonder.
think I think realistically, I think it could be a bit of both. I think it's somewhat similar also with sexuality too. So it's a bit of both. So it's like, yeah, you can be born with it, but also at the same time, society can also influence you in a way or another to maybe amplify it a little bit further, right?
I
Yeah.
wonder though, like, the teacher, right, Yuko Moriguchi, would you consider her as a sociopath towards the end? Probably, right?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Potentially, yes. Because a normal person would probably would. Okay, here's the thing. If if um if I know that my daughter was killed by one of my students, um, I don't think I would have the energy to confront the killer. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
it's very difficult. It's actually like in real, it's very very fucking difficult.
but the thing is, right? Like, remember, there she actually confronted Shuya in the the early part of the film, and then Shuya actually pretend to jump to commit suicide, right, by jumping off the
Oh
window.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah.
to show his regret, and then he just say, "Just kidding," just brush it off. Like, will
Yeah,
that make you
yeah.
mad? Like, just go insane, knowing that like whoever killed your child just can go away unpunished like that.
Um. Okay, because I have like my own beliefs, right?
Hmm.
But I mean the thing is that I mean the thing is I just came to know that you know the world is unfair and things don't always work the way you want it to, right?
Mm.
Because obviously, if you can take the justice to your own hands, you also will eventually become just as corrupted, probably even worse than the actual killer. Which in this case, I would even argue is probably even worse. At this point, it's probably even worse than like Shuya. Um,
I don't think she's as worse as Shuya, because remember, Shuya tried to commit a massacre towards the end. So technically, she saved the entire school, but at the same time, she screwed one other person, which is Shuya's mom.
yeah, which is I oh god. Okay, maybe I might probably give some ideas for a sequel, huh? Shit.
Oh
But
no.
anyway,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, Hollywood executives speak shut your ears. But anyway, so I think I think if that happens, then I think what happens is Surya would actually be even more angry, and so he'll probably wanna orchestrate something along those lines,
What do you
similar.
mean Shuya's getting more angry? Like, by the end of the film, he's just like, he's broken, completely broken.
Um, I'm not sure because the thing is, it's a bit not too obvious how um it's quite hard to tell honestly.
Oh, you mean like whether she actually
It's
moved the bomb?
no. I'm talking about Shreyas's like mental psyche. It's hard to tell that he actually did hit rock bottom because um there's always a deeper like a
A
deeper
deeper hell.
marina trench somewhere, right? But the thing is that yeah uh so if it's like his thing. So when she actually okay it's definitely wait let me think so when she told that to him, it doesn't actually happen, right? Just to
Oh,
make
the bomb.
sure. Yeah.
No, she said that she
That's
moved the
because
bomb, right? And then
yeah,
she
yeah,
make
good.
the whole spiel that this is basically a start towards the path of redemption. And then she said, "Just kidding." So I feel like it's a bit open to interpretation.
Wait, no, not redemption. She
Yeah, she
planted
actually
the
said
bomb
that.
in the mom's office.
Yeah, but no, she did say that. Like, basically, that whole imaginary sequence, right, where Shuya actually run to
Uh-huh.
the blown up laboratory,
Yeah,
blown up office, and then
yeah.
but he's actually still in the school courtyard, and then Moriguchi just walk in, right?
Mm.
And then just giving all this spiel that this is her revenge, and also, but she also hoped that this is the path towards Shuya's redemption. And she put cry and smile, and then she said, "Just kidding." So I feel like there's two interpretations. Either she lied about moving the bomb just to psychologically torment him even further, or she still did move the bomb, but what she's joking about, right, is that her seems noble intention that this is basically his path toward redemption. Like, he doesn't give a shit about how his well-being anymore.
Well, it's one thing to not give a shit, but I think I think it's fair to say that I think it just further amplifies him to want to do this even more. Probably even this could be like a start between her and Shuya having like this kind of like Death Note kind of scenario story where
probably.
they're just like trying to who can psychologically torture like the other like even worse than like previously.
But I mean, at this point, right, it seems that Moriguchi is winning. If that's like, if they try to continue this forever, just because like she's more experienced, of course, she's an adult, of course, so she knows the pain of life, and Yuya's just a kid. Even though, no matter how much he claims that he doesn't value life.
The thing is that he's willing to. Okay, what's real? What's for sure that's real? He actually did murder, like his girlfriend. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Izuki?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he did mention that like yeah he murdered like her. I think just physically without any kind of like uh legitimate reason. You just do it because why not?
No. There is a very legitimate reason, although it's very short-tempered, right? Because Mizuki like insult his Oedipus complex, basically like his abandonment issue.
Yeah.
So it is somewhat legitimate in his eyes.
Mm, yeah, but the thing is that even after even after he murdered the person, he doesn't really feel any kind of like regret or like, any kind of remorse. It's just like oh she's dead, like whatever.
But he actually can feel a sadness and remorse because like he went to the mom's office, right? But she wasn't there, and he just like ran away crying. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like his whole being, right, is just revolve around his mother's love, and if the mother dies, right, I wonder like it probably is just broken by that point, especially when knowing that he killed his own mother. He's just completely broken. Like, how do you function as a human being? You just want to die.
He's pretty much like the classic example of what's that term? Daddy's kid. You know?
Exactly. You're correct.
Mama's boy.
Mama's boy.
Mama's boy. Yeah,
Mama's little murderous boy.
Yeah. But obviously, if you take that to like kind of like into the extreme, in some ways, but yeah, honestly speaking, the conflict, and especially like the way they write all the dialogue and stuff, it's very good, very good.
You know, to be completely honest with you,
I'm not too sure how much he deviates from the novel.
Yeah,
but I have a feeling it's probably quite faithful.
But it also take a more artistic liberty with the visuals. So I wonder, like, novels cannot describe all of those, right?
Oh yeah, true.
And also editing.
Actually, possible. It just depends on your talent and how much other stories that you have read, so you can make better stories. I'm looking at you, like Kurtzman, not just stealing stuff. Anyway.
But yeah, speaking of the dialogue, right? At first I do feel like it's a stage play. Feels more like a stage play because it feels unreal, having Moriguchi just talk very calmly in a class where everyone doesn't actually pay attention to her. And
Oh yeah,
it does feel surreal, and
you're right.
kind of feels like watching a Shakespearean play or something. But over time, maybe just because I get used to the style, over time it feels more natural. Yeah, but maybe it is because like the first act opens like in such a surreal way.
But yeah, don't forget about the other kid who actually did the act of murdering
Naoki, right?
the daughter Naoki. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's also
I
messed up.
feel really bad for this person.
Yeah, actually, I wonder.
No,
I feel like it's been a
it's
wasted potential because you never actually
what?
see his. No. I mean, like he did well, but there's a bit of this wasted potential because you don't actually see his mental state before the killing happened. Because remember, Shuya picked him because he looks like a loser because he kept writing die, 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 die on his notebook, and then picking up fight, and then also like hide in the police station from like older bullies. Yeah, it's like we never actually learn what happened to him, or like why he got to that point. Or I wonder if it's just because he's just a delinquent, and then like you just assume the story as normal. Like the delinquent, he doesn't like anything.
I think for his case, because first thing is in school bullying is very common, right? People will just pick up, pick on a person that's kind of either socially weak or physically, just physically weak, or just basically weak in a certain way, because it's easier, right, to do it, even though the person is probably he's probably just like I mean, from what I can see, he's just an introvert who just likes to do his own thing, potentially suffering depression, right? Because I like writing all these like silly little like notes of like die, which in because I can read Chinese, so I mean it means
Shine.
yeah, but then like in Chinese we pronounce it as basically it means die. It's the same thing. It's exact same meaning. So yeah, I have a feeling it's the depression. That's why he pick on him, and that's he basically just used him as like his Harley Quinn, like pretty much just like abusing him, and just taking all the credit, and just like letting him like suffer with all but consequences, which actually worked, I'd say.
But holy shit though, like the revelation that he actually killed Minami knowingly, right?
Oh yeah, true.
Like that's like I feel like this movie is just like non-stop series of like why I'm lying, like holy shit, like that holy shit moment.
That so when that review happens, I think it that get my head to think like this actually is quite simple. It's quite similar with the situation with Walter White and Breaking Bad. So yeah, Walter White. The reason why he still stays in the drug cartel is not really it's no longer about money. He already has money, right? He has a lot of money. He's already a millionaire at that point. The reason why he wants to stay there is because if he just turns his back on like crime and just come back to like being a normal person, he knows he's just gonna be like this pathetic, like just Walter White, he's just like this nice neighbor,
so it's just a matter of insecurity then.
Something like that, like just having like this insecure feeling of like, oh yeah, people wouldn't really see like my true potential, So when they offer like this opportunity, even though they should probably say no, right? Obviously, but they take it because one thing first thing is they give them power, right? Power, and then there's also another thing of like authority too. It's like, oh yeah, I can do this, and then it's like, oh yeah, why not? Because I can do it. So obviously they do it without really thinking of the long-term consequences. Like in his case, he died.
Rather empathy, Like
yeah.
not even anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Walter's case, he.
Oh, you were talking about
Well,
Walter.
spoiler alert! He died in
Yeah.
the very last episode, obviously. And in this case, did he die? I forgot. I forgot.
Alright, anyway, coming back to confessions.
Yeah. No. Wait, did Naoki die or not?
Naoki never died, but he was arrested by the police, and then he accepted
Oh, right.
whatever verdict that the judge made. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this is what that watching disturbing movies does to your brain. That's to your potato brain because it's too small to process shit.
No,
Yeah.
I want to come back on the part when you say like people like to bully whoever weaker than them. I feel like this movie is just full of ironic joke. Really, it becomes like just borderline black comedy that's not even funny. Remember like
What?
there's no. At least like that's how some of the characters perceive it. Remember the new teacher, right? Werther.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, oh man, I feel like sometimes positivity doesn't solve anything, right? At least not when you just do it blindly.
No. That guy is just dumb.
Yeah, that guy is just dumb. But remember, at the very start, right? No, actually, okay, with this line of thought, let's just skip to this part. He actually addressed Shuya being bullied, right? But then he said that, oh yeah, people who bully him is just because they're all jealous. Because like bully likes to people like to bully who are weaker than them, and just because Shuya is smart, and then but everyone stay quiet just because of the stupid ironic joke that the fact is Shuya did bully someone who's weaker than him and then actually murder Minami, right? Yeah. And then also the fact that during the diner scene, right, with Suki and Moriguchi, right? Remember when they're in the restaurant? Yeah, and then Mitsuki just said that Chuya is just a lonely boy who just missed his mother and just wanted his mother's attention.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, basically like please understand. And then like Moriguchi just find it like ironically funny. Like that's why she just laughed hysterically in the diner.
Oh yeah.
Man, like watching it is just like even before she laughed, right? And like I'm just wondering, like, do you even know what you're talking about? And then like Moriguchi laugh afterward. Yeah, like she, Mitsuki is so naive. She has the nerve, or rather, she did, like unaware and just blind with love, that she said to the mother whose daughter that Shuya killed, right? Oh man. I like those kind of those kind of dialogue, right? Just adds more like layer to it and like character building, I should say.
Yeah. Man. Fuck. Honestly, right? If the actor who plays Naoki, right? Actually no. Especially, I think most of the main leads. If they didn't get any award, I would want to boycott the Japanese Film Academy award ceremony. I would go online. I would swear in Japanese. Saying,
oh well, don't worry.
Die.
Don't worry. At least a lot of them gets nominated.
Okay,
so that's a good thing.
That's better than nothing. But honestly,
but the movie won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay.
Honestly, wait, I kind of wish the person who the kid who plays Naoki, he should fucking get like he should win some sort of like award. Like the guy is so fucking good.
Yeah, compared to Shuya.
Holy shit! Yeah, I would say his performance is a bit more like it struck me a bit more. Maybe because I was that kind of kid. I mean, I didn't actually murder people like anybody.
Well,
right?
you're just basically like
a
noisy brat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all went
no, yeah, because like I think like his character is quite relatable. Like you're just like this pathetic person, like back in school, and kind of like being this outcast, and then now you have this kind of this opportunity to do something that can give you this kind of euphoric feeling.
Power.
So you actually do it because why not, right?
You know,
Um,
I'm just wondering.
and then the thing is like I'm also very I'm actually quite like I'm actually more scared of him than like Shuya because knowing that okay so he didn't take showers, he didn't like brush his teeth, so he, like stay hygiene, you know
Because for him,
talk with his mom, right?
yeah, because for him, right, suffering means that he's still alive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like what the fuck, man, wow. That is a really like messed up way to like keep living.
Actually, I wonder one thing, right? I feel like in other media, I can't really name some. I can't really name them on top of my head right now. But I feel like in
Mm.
other media, like how Shuya's, no, bleh, sorry, Naoki's mother, right, is a doting kind of parents that basically like cater to his every need. You reckon is she responsible turning Naoki into this?
Probably yes. Probably yes. Probably yes.
Yeah, like you reckon denial is actually like drive them further and further into this hell?
It has similar to like let's say you're just telling like this okay like let's say if you have a um okay like let's say if you have a son, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out that he's gay, but you don't know the talent that he's gay. It's like, oh no, you're straight, all right? I'm gonna send you out on a date with like a really nice girl, and then you just keep on like trying to forcefully convince him that he's not gay. So eventually, one day is gonna eventually when he actually found out and confirmed that oh I am actually gay, he's gonna be fucking mad at you, right?
Mm.
And yeah, and possibly worst scenario is he's gonna come out in the worst way possible.
Mm.
Which is in this case, yes, but I mean, usually in real life, it's not. It doesn't usually go like this. It's a bit more like quite normal.
But
But yeah, his case is quite. It's very tragic and man,
actually, remind me of one thing.
just seeing him like just hearing him like I can still hear his scream like play in my head like that's how fucking like
Ah!
scary
Ah!
his character is.
Mm.
Seriously, yeah.
Wait, remind me of one thing again, because I forgot some of the dialogue. Right? Is where their insistence to come to the house actually piss off Naoki as well, like turn him crazy? Oh yeah, basically like he
Yeah.
thinks that Werther is just like a spawn that gets sent by the devil Moriguchi, right?
Yeah. Even though honestly, I still find it a bit
Far
I don't
fetched, right?
know, like what's the word? Too convenient for that to happen. So it's
You
like
mean like to have that line of thoughts, or
the reason why I said that note earlier is because some of the stuffs that like the film tell us that oh this is all Yuko Moriguchi's just like big brain plan. And I was like okay, I can see you can make up like this big brain plan with Shuya, but probably not to the extent of Naoki where you have to like knowingly like trust this naive teacher to keep torturing him with positivity blah blah
unknowingly?
blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like
I like how like nobody
I don't know,
like
man.
Werther never knew about like the reason Minami died, right?
Mm.
Although then again, right, he actually made with Moriguchi like frequently, right?
Mm.
As she put in her own words, once a week. But she always like hide it. I suppose that like maybe he trusts her enough and he doesn't want to dig further. But yeah, it's a bit surprising that not even any of the students actually told him that. I suppose like again in Mizuki's word, right?
Mm.
Like she thinks that all of the students are cowards for not wanting to confront that reality. Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, this
Do you
movie.
actually think that the yeah the like that big brain plan is a bit like too convenient? Yeah, like because like when you actually start to think about that, it does break the illusion a little bit. Like, okay,
Wait, which part
okay,
is
yeah, I can.
inconvenient? Like the fact that she sent Werder or the bullying message?
she sent like the weather teacher to keep kind of like knocking on the guy on Naoki's house and keep like saying all these things to make him drive like even more and more mad.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like I think the only way that can work is like if you actually know Naoki like through and through as if like you are his mother,
Well,
which
I
you're
mean,
not.
like, she's his homeroom teacher,
Yeah,
which she
but
applied for a year. So I suppose like she knows all of the
yeah, but
students
the
well
thing is,
enough.
but the thing is that the film never show us that they're actually close. The film did show us that Shuya and Moriguchi might be actually very close, but probably not.
Mhm.
You know, but not Naoki. So you see, like that's like the uh. There's a bit of like that.
But
I would say yeah, maybe a
mhm.
plot hole. I would say maybe a bit of a plot hole, but yeah.
But actually, she kind of knows that a lot of the students, right, just basically like to waste their time, waste her time, and then sometimes like outright possibly blackmail the teacher, because at the beginning she actually said something about like there's a female student who said that she loved the one of the male teacher, and then actually like basically asked the male teacher to meet up in a love hotel, otherwise she'll kill herself. And then when the male teacher actually arrived, um he was ambushed by the other students who take picture, and then like so and then like I think he got fired. And actually Moriguchi said the same thing, where there's a lot of male student who actually asked her to come, and then she actually sent the male teacher instead. Remember when Naoki was in the police office?
Don't remember that
Yeah,
actually.
like he was in the police station. I think that when they're talking about the like what kind of person he is.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So Naoki actually ran to the police station to run away from the police, but he didn't call his parents. He just called Moriguchi. But then by this point Moriguchi probably already got fed up with the students harassing her. She actually sent the male teacher, and then Naoki got really pissed for like not fetching him herself. That's why Naoki suggests Shuya to target Minami. Yeah, very messed up, right? So in a sense, right, I think like she already know even by that point that how pathetic Naoki is.
Okay, fine.
I don't know, yeah, but maybe a bit far-fetched, like to know exactly like this is his trigger button, because I feel like when you're that at stress, I feel like you don't know what they will think of the simplest gesture, right? I mean, Werder is like legitimately being nice.
Whether the thing is that you need to trust whether that he was still doing the same thing again and again like, every day, like, and not change his tactics. So
Yeah.
if he started a tactic, then your plan will just be screwed,
But
and
she
you have
said
to
that
figure out something else.
they meet up once a week. So I suppose like she keeps encouraging him, right? Basically, like sweet
Hmm.
talking her way, especially like her not husband, right? Is like like a famous author that Werder is a big fan of, right? That's the thing. Like she used her husband's influence to control
Uh,
Werder. You're like, yeah, that's what he will do. That's what she said. Yeah, but yes, Werder has to be a big idiot to still pull through with that.
God damn it! So hard to nitpick a good movie.
I mean, like, if we want to talk
Sorry.
about Lightyear, I will nitpick the living shit out of this. But I feel like with this one, there's actually a lot of good defense. It's still a very well written movie, very tight.
True. True.
Yeah, like again, sometimes like it's a bit contrived and a bit convenient, true, but there is a bit of that hint and setup that potentially justified. But yeah. Holy crap. I mean, maybe I should just have like a movie night and just showing this movie with a bunch of unassuming friends and see their reaction. Actually, one thing I
I
find it
probably
surprising.
you know what would be funny?
What?
You make sure that your friend is like, oh hey Willie, what kind of movie would be a really good first date movie?
First date movie. A bit of off topic, right? But I actually recommended one of my friends to watch The Room as a first date movie.
Oh, that's not that bad. That's not bad.
All right. But one thing that I find is surprising, right?
Mm.
When I told some people about this movie, I'm surprised there's actually like I told this about this movie like what? Well, like 3 of them know about this, so I'm surprised it's actually somewhat
What
well
the
known.
heck?
Yeah.
I no, because the thing is, I didn't know about this. I think you mentioned about it, like yeah, a couple of days ago. Like,
Yeah, but
oh,
still, I'm
well,
surprised. Like Southeast
maybe
Asians
because
in general, like,
maybe because I'm being whitewashed too much with more Western independent
yeah.
stuff.
Or
So
maybe
that's
you're in
why.
the middle of a Truman Show, right? And then basically like the big brothers keep feeding you with other kind of movies until I come along and break their control over you.
Let me double check if there's a camera within inside my power bank. Oh, never mind. No, no. Hmm. Hmm.
uh,
Well, I'm looking at the camera now, so I guess that counts. But it could be a fake camera, you know. I never know. Maybe the real camera was actually within my eye all along. I'm actually like a cyborg.
yeah, because only us can watch our own action. And we're alone because. Anyway,
Okay.
let's close.
Yep. Final thoughts.
Great movie. I'll highly recommend it to anyone who likes psychological thriller movie.
Mm.
Seriously, very great. I really wish there's more movie with this kind of style.
Giving this one. Oh man, it's a bit tough. I'd say either an 8 or a 9.
I'll give it an
Which I really give. Yeah.
I'll give it an 8.5 because I feel like there I, I feel like something about it's not perfect. I can't really point my finger where. Maybe I'll give it a 9 because it's hard to think about it.
Maybe okay. I would say 8.5. I think the one thing that keeps it from a 9 is I think it's more with the technical stuff, which I understand because it's back in 2011, right, when this came
2010.
out. Sorry, 2010 when this came out. Like some of the scenes that they film, I think it's a bit too dark. So I was sort of I was trying to say like, wait, where
Yeah, we're
like
talking about third act, right? And whenever we get shown
yeah.
Shuya's place.
Yeah. It's like I get it. It's supposed to be, you know, dimly lit, but I can't see anybody. It's like if I'm looking at the film in a brightly lit room with the gamma all the way up, and I cannot decipher what is what. It's not as bad as Star Wars Story, but it's still quite distracting. And some of the I would actually argue the ending scene, the ending like like rewind time sequence. That one that's good. I think the only problem I have is just it went a bit too long. Um,
I
maybe
like the pacing.
also with the some of the music choices. It's I think it's more artistic. It's more artistic, you know, stylistic choice.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it can be a bit distracting because like the scene already works very well, and they just add like this dated like soundtrack, which just kind of diminishes the actual whole setup itself.
Actually, I have a crack theory, right? I wonder if the director actually know Hideo Kojima.
Okay. All right.
Gone. So yeah,
Next
8.5 for you.
movie. Next
Next
movie
movie.
we're gonna be doing is it's so disappointing it didn't came out. Well, it did came out a while back. It's called The Northman. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about that actually.
I haven't watched it, but I
we
am already having like the soundtrack from God of War playing in my head. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. So after watching something depressing, we should watch something that could
That's a different kind of depressing, I guess. Is it depressing?
well depressing and also amplify our manlyhood, you know.
Yeah, because like Village and Raw, right? Yay,
Yes,
manlyhood.
yes. and all, and lots of like barbarics and like stabbings and all that stuff. Okay. Catch you guys next time. Where can we find? Where can they find us, Billy?
You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, mostly YouTube really. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and also Podbeans, because I like coffee.
All right. See you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Sayonara.